Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where I talk over Stardew Valley. And today I was thinking about how my place, the place that I live in, is sort of like my own little sanctuary. Now I know a lot of people have that about their houses, of course, but I think for people who are on the spectrum, having your own place is like having the place where you can rest and recharge outside of the public view, and it's kind of like the place where you don't really want too much interference from the outside. At least, I think at least a good chunk of them don't really want that. Like something that really bothers me is when there's something going on, like with the plumbing or something, and it's something that just kind of pops up, and then I have to call somebody, and they go, oh, we can send somebody over this afternoon. And I'm like, oh my god, somebody's gonna come from my house this afternoon. I haven't even like cleared all of my hobby stuff out of the way. I think I need to sweep the floor. I don't want people to see this. I don't want people to see that. And then I start stressing out about how everything needs to be moved. That's also how the couch that I have in my bedroom tends to be full of things, because whenever somebody comes over, and I know this beforehand, then I'll just move all the things I don't necessarily want people looking at into the bedroom onto the couch, and then later when they leave, most of that comes back, but some of it kind of just sticks around because I don't really feel like doing everything for a second time. Like I had that a few years ago. I had just moved into this place about a year and a half previously, and the skylight window in my bedroom started to leak. It was an older type of window, and the wood had kind of rotted away around it. And by the time that I actually called about it, they were like, oh, we can send somebody over this Monday. And that was like over the weekend, because I called on a Friday. And there's just something really awkward about somebody who is not me coming into my bedroom. I don't like that at all, particularly strangers who I didn't normally invite. So I spent that weekend moving the entire bedroom section, I guess, of the bedroom into the attic where I hadn't really put anything yet, so that was still free space. And I redid the entire bedroom into more of a hobby room, which looked kind of empty. It's mostly just clothes and some sewing equipment on a little table, and then I put the couch under the window, and it really didn't really look like a bedroom because the bed, of course, had been moved, and the rest of it had also been moved around. Just because I couldn't really stand the thought of a stranger coming in and then seeing my bed, or being anywhere near my bed, actually, somebody who was not invited to see my bed, I mean. Similarly, I think this was last year, my heater decided that they weren't going to go on, and I wasn't getting any hot water, so somebody had to come over to check it. That meant they had to be in this cabinet that's in my living room, so my living room had to be cleared out, the cabinet had to be cleared out, and it was really one of those cabinets where everything goes where I don't really have a steady space for, so it has all the extra bags and all these extra things that I have, and the entire thing just is usually stocked. So that all had to be cleared out, and then of course wait, and then the person had to sit around. All of that then needed to be moved back, of course, after he left. I don't know, I just find it really awkward when somebody comes in, and even though they're like professional and they're really only there to do one or two things, and of course while they're there, they're not going to actually say anything about anything that they notice about your place, but it feels kind of intrusive, and I really hate that feeling. But on another type of similar note, my mother lives in a town that's about an hour and a half up the road. And whenever there's any type of events going on, birthdays, holidays, etc., she always says, hey, I'll come down to you guys. We can go have coffee at your place, and then we're going to go hang out this place or that place, do whatever. But it's always, everybody has to come to my place, and I hate that so much because I have to clean everything up once again. And I don't like things being looked at. Particularly my brother's really good at that. He'll sit there and he'll start listing off all the books I have in my cabinet or something. And I don't really need him to do that. It's not that I have any weird books or anything, but it's just like invasive to me to start really like studying the things that I have around the house and making comments and stuff like that about whatever I have. Also because he never actually allows us to go to his place, so it's kind of like he can sit there and judge all the things that I have, but I can't even look at his place. You know, there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. So that really annoys me, and also really stresses me out beforehand, because then the days leading up to the visit, I have to check and see what I can and cannot leave, what needs to go, where does it need to go, is everything going to go into the bedroom again, am I going to move stuff into the attic where it's going to sit for a while, because I probably won't be bringing it back down too quickly, and that also fills the attic up with things that I need to get rid of, because I haven't actually touched them in a few years, like that type of thing. And then the other day my mother was like, hey, why don't I also invite your uncle over to come over and have coffee at your place? And I was like, he's never been here. That side of the family has kind of grown apart from us, and I really don't need him sitting here looking at how I live because I can't move everything out of the house, and he doesn't know what type of stuff I'm into and stuff like that. So, like, he might not have any particular ideas about the crafting hobbies that I have. He might even appreciate some of it. I don't know, but I just feel weird about sharing that with somebody whom I am still trying to, like, I don't know, get respect from or something, because we are still trying to reconnect. And he doesn't really seem like the type who would be interested in hobbies and that type of stuff, so at least not my type of hobbies. Now, she isn't actually going to invite him, so I don't have to worry too much about that, unless she changed her mind in the meantime. I don't know. I'm gonna do what I can to make it look somewhat decent, but I can't make everything disappear. Like I said, there are still gonna be some things laying around that I'm just not going to clear up, maybe because I'm overlooking them, because I also tend to have like a bit of a blindness towards certain things in my house that I just kind of glance over, but other people might find kind of odd that it's just kind of sitting out in the middle of the living room. I don't know. But I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna try to make it look a little bit more like an unlivable showroom and not a house that I actually live in. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But let me know, how do you like people coming over to your house? Do you care about what the state your house is in? When somebody shows up unannounced, let me know in the comment section below. In any case, thanks for listening. Hope to see you in the next video, and bye bye for now.